What's going on, Soul Tribe? Welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and bringing another little nugget to add to the Soul Tribe archive. Today I'm going to be talking about the energy that I'll be talking about today is the North Node in Scorpio in the 6th house. And this is quite a powerful combination here. So when we're talking about, let's break this down. When we're talking about the North Node, when we're looking at that in your chart, that is uncharted territory. We're going into, the land that's unknown. This is going towards your destiny, getting out of your comfort zone. And when we're thinking about Scorpio, one aspect that we think about Scorpio is transformation. So this is someone who, if you have this placement, and usually with the North Node, this usually affects a swath of people. The North Node stays in the sign for about, I want to say about roughly 18 months at a time. So this is a very powerful group of people that were coming through or here to go through a very powerful transformative experience. And when we're thinking about the 6th house, this can deal with your day-to-day jobs. This can deal with your health. This can deal with, and this is just aspects of the 6th house. This can deal with small pets. This can deal with just your routines. And so one aspect I could see this coming in as is that maybe someone is used to being in just like in the employee role, for example. And I could see this as coming up where you're having challenges with like a boss, for example. Like, oh my goodness, I could do better than this person, or how come this person's in charge? And there could be this energy of power struggle. So when it's like, well, you do have all these skills, then do it. What are you waiting for? Go for it. What are we afraid of? Is there a fear of that responsibility? Scorpio, you want to look at the things that are holding you back. And so that might be a challenge that comes up. This could be someone too, maybe who's around. When I say like around, because Scorpio can bring up maybe some traumas possibly. So this could be someone who works with like maybe you're a trauma nurse, or maybe you're like an EMT, or maybe you work as a therapist, maybe you're as some sort of like sexual counselor, or something along those lines. Maybe you're working in like disaster zones, maybe even possibly along those lines. Depending on again the rest of the chart and how this builds up, this could be someone who, if you're not maybe working with or working as someone who's working with people who are dealing with maybe a lot of intense, maybe kind of emotional energies, this could be something where I'd pay attention to how your emotional energies are working with. Maybe you need to work with like a spiritual person, maybe a Reiki healer, a counselor. Again, something, and that might be something that's a regular thing with the 6th house, something where you may need to do some active meditations, or where we need to watch certain things, or something along those lines. Maybe get into certain physical activities to keep the energies moving with Scorpio. So that's another aspect I could see this as. But again, when we're thinking about this energy with Scorpio, I feel like there's a real kind of, I could see this as someone who, again, can make maybe working with the occult part of their day to day. Maybe you're some sort of like, maybe you have this, I'm thinking even like, oh goodness, what is those? Like a channeler possibly, or maybe even working with, maybe you're able to commune with spirits from beyond, or have that sort of connection. There's a deep intuition with Scorpio. And so I feel like this could even be where you have these, like you're really kind of, I almost feel like you're even kind of tuned in to the undercurrents of the day to day. And I feel like there's something about this guiding force that with like continued effort that I could see that could evolve into something really spectacular. So, and again, it might be something uncomfortable, because again, when we're looking at the North Node, we look to the South Node to see where the comfort zone is, and this would be in the 12th house in Taurus. And so maybe you're used to staying in that kind of, let's say, spiritual space, for example. You're used to just doing the meditation, doing the quiet, but now it's time to take those gifts and you need to share those. Maybe it's time to do more than that. Maybe you have a family member who is dealing with some intense emotional things, or something I feel like can maybe bring bring you out into that space. So I'd see where even you may be even resisting change on a day-to-day basis. Maybe there's something here that, you know, you've signed up as like an accountant, and then maybe you really want to maybe you want to work for the Peace Corps, you know, or maybe go do something along those lines, and you're just like, what is that? I would explore that if that's something. Again, of course, that's how that resonates with you and all that, and again, it depends on the charts. But I would say overall, this could be someone too. I like last little thing I mentioned, the sixth house being with small pets. Maybe you're working with pets more into, maybe you're starting up like a vet or maybe some sort of animal clinic. Maybe this could be where you're dealing with even some sort of like animal rescue possibly, or just something along those lines. So yeah, that's another way I could see this energy translating. But very powerful stuff, very healing, whether it be for, I think it could be for both the person and for the individuals that this person who happens to have this placement touches. And I would love to know, and this is where I invite you, if you happen to have this placements or know someone who has these placements, I would love to hear how this energy is translating, how this stuff comes to life, how maybe some aspects flavor certain things. And absolutely, because, you know, maybe you're becoming a detective. You know, the list is endless, I feel, with this one. But I do feel like the goal is this deep personal transformation. It might be something that is a regular thing, but it's like you're turning that. The sixth house can be a house of practical applications as well. So it's like, I feel like you're not just going to be going through changes just cause. There's going to be, how do you turn that into a purpose, you know? So that's all I have for that energy there. If you like this, please, you know, like this, share this, and yeah, if you know anyone or happen to have these placements, let's start a discussion, and maybe if we get enough started up with this, we can start a live, or we can do a part 2 of this video. So until then, Soul Tribe, stay mindful out there, stay present, stay grounded, seize the day and the night, raise that vibration through the rope, and I will catch you on the next one. Later.